Oh, this could be an opening. The man that wants to have the opening. It's Lawrence Sheffield. That is the moment. The moment of matters.
Logan, everyone, welcome back to Hearts and Sleeves podcast, a podcast all about Heart of Midlothian Football Club, its fans, and all the ups and downs you experience on the way, both on and off the pitch. Before we start, I thought you might like to listen to this.
Cariotta on his left foot, whipped into the box, not a bad ball. Chance in the back post.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes, Greg Halkett! Cariotta whips it into the back post, and there was Greg Halkett!
Last week we were talking about sort of the best Tynecastle Derby moments. Where would you say that one rated for you, John?
I was saying it to Adam after, actually. I was saying that probably the only one that comes close for me was when they came for the relegation party. And then Billy King scored the second one. It was kind of like that feeling of relief almost. It was like, that's it done. But yeah, I don't think I've celebrated the goal that much at Tynecastle for a long time.
What happened when it went in?
Somehow I ended up on the other seat where Adam had been to begin with, so I'm not really sure how I ended up there, but absolute mayhem. The guy was like people flying everywhere.
Where I was in the Wheatfield sort of section, G kind of area, and I had to get a single ticket by myself, and it's just with random people who became my best friends. From people I didn't speak to in the 90th minute to my best friends in the 93rd minute, I think would be the best way to put it. Thankfully, didn't get any injuries. I heard Adam had someone land on him pretty much.
Yeah, nearly flattened him.
Was that person you?
Nah, I turned around and there's a guy on the floor in between us. I was like, how's this happening?
Yeah, so I put up on our socials, have you ever injured yourself during a Heart celebration? Hippo of Midlothian said, I'm bruised from Saturday. I cracked a rib at Easter Road once in a goal celebration, tore my calf muscle at Hampden because of a certain penalty against Celtic. I could go on. Someone else, Harry, said, I know someone who broke their leg by accidentally stepping down the front of a seat and snapping it, in brackets, their leg. That's like proper worst nightmare territory for me, to be honest. And they said, horrible stuff, at least 6 months out. It's been about 10 years, so he's fine. That sounds proper agony, that one. Other ones, Jamie Jambo, like that name, said, I missed a wedding the evening of a semi-final in 2022 when we beat Hibs 2-1. Fucked my ankle, and the first goal celebrations was throbbing by the time we scored the second. I was certainly throbbing by the time we scored the second, but that's something quite different. Ice Cream Headache said, broke a metatarsal celebrating Cal Lafferty's opener versus Hibs in May 2018. Didn't realise until the day after. And then Angela Ballantyne said, cut my eye, headbutting a seat celebrating that Josie Katongo goal against Celtic. So good injuries all round. Trunter, have you ever injured yourself mid-celebration? And were you watching the game? Whereabout were you watching the game actually on Saturday?
I was watching the game at home. I ended up paying. I couldn't find a reliable, dodgy stream, so I just paid for Premier Sports because I knew it'd be worth it. But just when we were chatting as well about, I know it's not a tiny, but that I always bring up the Ozturk goal against Hibs when he hit it from 35 yards out, and it ties in with the injury thing because I remember we were with company at that time watching that at your house, and the company were not Jambos, so it was when that went in. It was the absolute joy. Like do you remember we both like sort of jumped up and stared at each other because we weren't sure what to do, and then we just absolutely lost it. But I remember proper just jarring kind of my ribs, and then like seeing our eyes just like sort of bulging, and then we're just like, yes. But I can like genuinely viscerally remember the sort of weird pain from that jump up at your house. That was
It's
a
quite
weird one. But
impressive injuring yourself while sitting on a sofa or standing
yeah.
up from the sofa.
And I
Uh,
think it was the moment of trying to hold it in a little bit so that we weren't, really getting it, right in your faces. But it was like trying to be diplomatic, and that kind of that hurt.
so just to clarify, that was our at times ex-girlfriend, well, at times girlfriends who were Hibs supporters. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, considering what happened afterwards with both of them, I think the least we should have done was get right in their faces, to be honest. So
Absolutely.
I regret not celebrating that goal even more than we did. But to be honest, the fact you pretty much put out a rib tells me actually we did celebrate it quite a lot. So fair enough. Adam, you survived your injury on a Saturday. Then no broken bones, just someone landing on top of you.
Yeah, some guy in the row behind somehow ended up jumping down on top of me twice. Luckily, there was a guy's back in front of me. There was a cushion to stop me falling down. But I think that was the craziest celebration I've seen maybe since the Burley era, or Romanov era at least, for a home game, I would say.
Yeah, so John was just saying, so Adam's just joined us now, and John was just saying that it's probably the best one he experienced since the relegation party. Would you say that's a bit accurate for you?
Yeah, the relegation party, I was actually in hospitality with my dad. We got given tickets for it. And so funny thing, I've hardly ever been in hospitality, but when you're in hospitality, I don't really like hospitality for derbies because you don't really get to experience the general kind of fans. But we were next to a Hibs fan for the relegation party, because it was
That is
hospitality.
brilliant.
He proudly told us at the start of the match that he was a Hibs fan.
Did
He
you
was
pay
obviously
extra so there was a high beat to you for that?
Well, he was gloating at the start. He was like, "Oh, I'm a Hibs fan." He was looking forward to this match so much, and then yeah, he wasn't there at the end of the match for some reason. He left. He left early, which was my dad was delighted. My dad used to always tell the story that he left, that the Hibs fan cleared off before the ending. But for me, so yeah, so I think when you're in hospitality, you don't, which I've hardly ever done, you don't quite experience the celebrations. I felt like it was. I mean, you get that Easter Road if you're at the away end, but for a home derby, I would say that's the most I've seen the celebrations for a long, long time. It was just
Yeah,
incredible. It went on for 5 minutes practically. It was almost full time by the time everyone stopped.
I mean, I think just the only thing that could really come close to it for me that I can remember is the Rosenborg game. But even then, yeah, it was just absolutely something else for that. It was just, I think, kind of a couple of reasons. Obviously, you're winning. There's a few reasons, right? It's a derby. You're winning at the last minute. That's always going to get a huge reaction, whatever the game is. But it's the fact you're also we're keeping the win running. We're makes us at the time 5 points at the top of the table, and also just how late it was. And the fact there's only 3 minutes, which is almost unheard of these days, just getting 3 minutes injury time. And you just knew there was no. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I just felt as soon as I went in, I knew that's the game was won. Like sometimes I have that slight sense of doubt that you never know, they'll maybe get a couple of extra minutes. For me, there was just nothing like that. It was just we've won this.
Yeah, it felt final.
Like they were terrible the whole game. Like I didn't think they didn't want to win it anyway. But even after we scored that, I didn't think they were ever going to try and really go for it.
I think you're spot on, Jamie, though. Like, it was a combination of us being top of the league, Tony Bloom, McInnes, and it just kept the momentum going. So it felt like an absolutely brilliant win. I would also add into the mix, last season we were rubbish in derbies.
Yeah,
And I think it was a sense of relief that we actually won a derby again. Because how many seasons do we not win a derby? So I would add that in. I think it was mainly about being top of the league, but it was our first derby win for longer than it should have been. So it felt it would have been, again, I keep talking about deflation, but it would have been a bit deflating to have be top of the league and drawing at home at Hibs. So it was nice to finally do it. Because to be honest with you, I think the most recent derbies have been pretty rubbish in quality, including this one. But who cares? You know, I was just it was absolutely amazing to win it. Just top of the league for another week.
I'd been a wee bit deflated when I got home to watch the derby. I just had a sort of bit of a tough week at work, and I've got I'm looking after a couple of dogs, one of whom's a puppy, and so my head was just a bit like, and obviously there'd been that it was Boyle chance, wasn't it? And I was just thinking, ugh, here we go, getting close and close to the end. And I had the puppy on my lap when we scored. And I kind of went from 0 to 60. I'd sort of accepted this was going to be a crappy 0-0er. And I just about launched the poor dog. Like she proper gave me a so yeah, it was for me, it was that, yeah, like I say, the sort of 0 to 60 of just being kind of like to like properly happy. And I could see my girlfriend look over at just when Halks put that away, she was kind of going, "Oh Christ, here we go. He's going to go absolutely atomic."
I didn't see the goal coming, to be honest, either. You know, at that point, I thought it was going to end up as a draw. I don't think I was certainly not predicting a late winner. I don't know about you guys. I mean, when you look at our results so far and like the late goals we scored, maybe it was predictable. It just felt like that kind of derby that was going to fade out into a draw.
I think after Shanklin missed that chance he had as well, I kind of thought, I think that's probably it.
I did expect Kurjata, though, to be the guy that put in the cross if there was going to be a goal. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. The complete laugh. No one laughed, no one challenged it, but no.
I laughed, but I was like a silent one.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I remember who was warming up with him? It was him and who else came on?
Steinwender. Oh no, the three of
yeah,
Forrest.
That was it. I turned around to you, Adam. I was like, yeah. I think I was like, oh, fucking Kurjata and Forrest. What chance we got?
I mean, in fairness, I would have expected Kurjata to create something more than Forrest, because we don't know what Kurjata is like, and we do know what Forrest is like.
Did Forrest actually touch the ball?
I don't remember, but if he did, he would have ran into the corner maybe, but I'm not sure.
Did you guys even know that Magnussen came on in that game? I had no idea about that.
Was that right or wrong?
I'm sure he did something all right. I remember watching right to the end, and I'm sure he got like a touch, and I was like, "Oh, that's a nice enough." Do you know what I mean? Just because I've slated him so often.
I forgot that Trunter really didn't like Magnussen.
To be fair, it's understandable. That debut against St Mirren was.
Yeah,
I don't think it wasn't all his fault, but it was bad.
Didn't Scott speak positively about him at one point? Scott McIntosh.
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah.
He was praising him.
He's only like, is he not only like 22 or something? He's not like,
he's young.
Not that old, is he? Compared to like some of the other players, so he might have a bit of time to grow. So
I'm in the camp of we've barely seen him. He's still. I mean, look at what Kurjata did, which that doesn't mean he's going to be amazing, but you know these guys have barely played. So Kurjata comes on and puts in an amazing cross. Magnussen, obviously, he came on in the 91st minute.
Yeah,
you can't really.
I mean, that cross was beautiful. Jesus,
best cross since Besliga.
I'm so like going back to Kurjata. I'm so like pleased for him as well, because that must have been easily the biggest game he's ever played in, right? I mean, his last club, they've probably got there's like Serie C, is it, or something like that? Something along those lines.
They were in the 4th division. They only got promoted like at the end of last
right,
season.
That was it.
He's not even played in the 3rd division, I don't think.
But the crowds there must be like I think the ground had the capacity of like 12,000, and I can't imagine it's like packed. So that must have. I mean, I appreciate he has come on in games before, but that can't have been like anything he's ever experienced in his life. And then to deliver that cross in that sort of atmosphere is just something else. It was just an absolutely blinding cross that made the goal. And
I don't think he's looked phased at all in any of the games he's played. It's been good. He's not looked nervous.
I do need to also give special mention to that finish by Halkett as well. I was just reading up on that. Did you know he started off as a striker?
There was like 14, up until he was like 14, 15 or something, right?
Yeah. Because I was like, how the fuck did he manage to finish that as a centre
Yeah.
back? But then I
Alan
sort of read up on him.
Kernaghan
I was like,
converted
fair
them, I
enough.
think. Did they not say Alan Kernaghan converted them?
Yes,
remember?
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
He was at I remember him at St Johnston. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Can you guys remember the name of the team that Carjota played for?
Was
Yeah,
it
it's Sam
Bernadette or something like that?
San
Yeah.
Bernadette. I
Oh,
wrote
of
it
course.
down phonetically on our first podcast so I could actually speak it out.
Originally founded in 1923.
Aren't Italian clubs normally like they go out of business all the time, don't they?
They do. They love going out of
There's always
business.
like 500 like formation dates on Wikipedia.
All clubs are basically Rangers over there, effectively.
Yeah.
Also, Halkett, speaking of which,
Sorry, can I just say one thing, right?
yeah,
Just
go
on
for it.
that point. I just went on Wikipedia, right?
Mm.
That team was formed 1923, then
Mhm.
1994, 2006, 2009, 2013, and 2021.
They're resilient.
That's how many times. So that's what I mean about Italian teams. It's like non-stop. That's six times.
We shall
Four
not
times.
be killed.
So yeah, that's what every time I've been on a Wikipedia page, almost every team, like if it's not one of the biggest ones, they have like at least 3 formation dates.
Also, right, so Halkett, there's always talk of Cammy Devlin's contract. That's all buzzing about the media right now. But Halkett's contract, I'm pretty sure, finishes in 2026 as well.
It does, yeah.
So that's someone I would, try and get locked down as soon as possible. Because it's an interesting one with him, because I'm sure all of us at times have been right, just time to let him go, just with all his injuries and everything. I remember saying not that long ago, it's good that he's playing again, but we're never going to have the same Halkett. And now I would say this is the best I've ever seen him. Surely he's
Easily.
warranted a new contract now where I don't know, I guess I don't know how the club are going to play it with him, because obviously there are, you can't deny the fact there's going to be injury concerns still there. But even just an extra year or something like that, because there's every possibility he could be the next Suter or something and heads off to Rangers.
Denny.
Again.
I'd give him a new deal, certainly, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's your best centre back. There's just absolutely no. And he's scoring more goals than £14 million worth of strikers over at Rangers. So
It was good to see Milne get a new deal as well.
yeah, I know that. So that was, how did that exactly work out? Was it just that he was? I thought. I mean,
Maybe they had a
to me, it
clause
seemed
or
like he had quite a short contract. If he might, is extended to 2027. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just
Maybe-
wondering if maybe they had like an option or something
Yeah,
like
I think that
that.
must have been it.
But he wouldn't have signed, I guess they didn't sign him on a very long deal originally, a couple of years.
I think it must have been
Or
like
a year and a half or something.
Yeah, 18
Yeah, a
months
year
with
and
an option. I think it was. So
good to see him get tied down early, but Halkett would be nice to. We've got Devlin out of contract. We've got Devlin, Halkett, Forrest, Benny, Kent, Finlay because of the loan, Gordon, all out of contract.
who'd you keep out of those and who'd you get rid of?
Nah, Forrest is gone.
Yeah.
I'd
Gordon
let Kent
will.
go, well, I think.
What? Sorry.
I'd probably let Kent go. I've not really been that impressed in the last couple of seasons, and I think if we keep Halkett, he's more important.
I mean, it depends who we get in. To me, he'd be third choice centre back? Who'd you put ahead of him? So obviously Finlay, right? So yeah, we obviously want to get him signed up, right?
Yeah.
Finlay and Halkett, first choices. I think we can all agree on that, right? Oh yeah, McCart, of course.
You've got Kingsley who could play left centre back technically as well, if
Yeah.
need be.
Kingsley's had a bit of a resurgence as well, actually. Not to the
Yeah.
level of Halkett, but
Steinvender as well. I suppose he's played a bit more.
yeah. I think we need to see how Kent gets on. I would say over the next few months.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be rushing into giving him a new deal, but I think maybe see how he gets on.
I don't see him playing though, like at the moment, especially if he's been playing quite
He's been
well.
injured, though, hasn't he?
I know, I mean, like if he came back though just now, like I'm not sure where he fits in. Like I don't see him changing it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I think Gordon will retire, Forrest will leave. Then you've also got Benny, and I mean Devlin. Obviously, you want to keep, I assume.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know if they'll keep Benny and Devlin though. I'm not sure what will happen with that.
That probably
Yeah.
again depends on like players like Magnuson,
Yeah,
as you like how they perform. You know, if they're playing well, they might say, "Do you know what, we can cut the losses with Benny."
tell
Obviously,
you
he's a good
what,
player, but is he going
I'd
to get any
be
better?
I'd be gutted when Benny finally leaves. I'll be very gutted. He's got to be one of my favorites in recent
Yeah.
years. You don't get that many guys that play 100 games for Hearts anymore. Um, regardless of how we're doing, I think I'd be really sad to see him go.
He has
Or
also missed probably 100 games as well.
With that,
yeah,
I
well,
mean, it was the thing. Do you guys
Mm.
see Heart Standard? And there was a bit where Joel Sked kind of like broke it down, and because it's in a picture, it's basically it's Benny contemplating whether to play the ball out like wide right to
yeah.
McEntee, I think, and I think there's about three lads pointing where to put it, and he ends up, and I just thought, oh fucking hell.
Mhm.
At
I
least,
think
at least Cammy's trying to go forward a bit.
I mean I think with Benny it's like it's personality and everything. He just I think I'd be gutted as much just losing him as a character around
Yeah.
the team because he's just got a lot about him. I could see us kind of stepping it up a level, and some of these guys that we like might not be seen as the future as well. So I think you could see Benny like that, Kent maybe. Yeah, eventually Devlin will eventually become. He's not going to be first choice forever, is he either?
No.
I think you've got to
So
think as well. We're going to be comparing it to like Celtic and Rangers squads. I mean, obviously Rangers at the moment maybe not so much, but if you look at some of the players, you think would they get in, a good Celtic squad? It's questionable. We might want to get better.
depends if those guys all are happy to be back up and what kind of salary they're on as well, doesn't it? Because you've got to think these guys might not be first choice in the future. So are they happy to stay? Are we happy to keep paying them?
Whilst we're talking about Benny and Devlin, I just as what so just think about them against in the Hibs game. And now, look, don't get me wrong. I think Devlin had a great game, and I could see that Benny was trying to get forward. And there was moments of the old Cammy, right, where he just would pass it backwards or pass it sideways. And I'll admit it, I gave him a few pelters his way when doing that. But it just made me think that one of them has to go when Ajo is like at fitness. Because you look, they're both great players, but really you just need someone who offers something a bit different alongside one of them.
Having the option of like being able to switch them around as well, like
Mm-hmm.
playing Benny maybe first half and it work. If it doesn't work, you go, okay, we'll bring Cammy on, we'll swap them, play someone next to them. I think it gives us a lot more options. Like it is, I know what you're saying as well with the sort of sideways passing, but I think the thing that kills it the most is how slow they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never just okay, I'll turn and play it sideways and then they can move it on. It's I'm going to hold the ball for maybe like 5-10 seconds, think about it, and then play the pass I was going to do in the first place anyway.
Yeah. One thing they can do when you've got Ajo there as an option is just get the ball, quickly punt it to him, and off he goes or makes that pass. Also just really intrigued as to see how Magnuson fits in. I've still not seen enough to know what attacking threat he poses. I remember actually watching the Sunderland game with McEntee when he was playing more sort of central. He actually had quite a good sort of pass on him. Like he made some decent penetrative passes forward. So again, a couple, when McEntee, if he ever gets a shot at midfield again, then and actually I have to say that game was the first game where I really thought, we do really need Bork Grivink to come back. Is for that that Boyle chance. And I'm not really particularly blaming McEntee for that because we know fine well that's not really his favoured position. So the sooner we can get Borchgrevink in there, the better, I think, and hopefully we'll be fit for the Killie game. The one thing actually that I noticed about the kickoffs now, where we both Devlin in the second half mirrored what Hibs did and just absolutely punted it up in the air. Did you see that?
Yeah. Did anyone
Yeah,
see what
right.
Halkett said on he did the Premier Sports
Yes,
interview the other
I
day?
was about to follow up with that.
Incredible.
Yeah, So
I
basically,
think I know where they got it from, though.
where
You
from?
can. Well, I saw that video. There was a video posted. It was like, who was it? It was Arne Slot, the Liverpool manager.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it was something he did when he was playing, and the video was from sort of like a week before the derby. I know it's unlikely that's the main reason why, but it was the exact same kickoff. I wonder if they've like picked it up and thought, oh, that'd be great to like put them on the back foot. And both teams have seen it or something.
Yeah, so just for the people listening that aren't sure what we're on about, basically what happens is in the first half, the Hibs guy basically took a touch, then punted it way up in the sky, and it kind of went over to the corner to try and catch him off guard and basically gain ground with it, I think is the main idea from it. And then Devlin did exactly the same thing at the start of the second half. I mean, I don't know about you, but I just thought it was just shithousery, and I was totally down for it as well, to be honest. But as it turns out, yes, it's just a set piece play, basically, right?
I can't believe how far Devlin kicked it.
I know. Yeah, never knew he had that in his locker, to be honest. But the other thing I want to talk about is like, so just how Hibs played. So I've seen a lot of people, well, Hibs fans basically saying, "Oh, well, I don't think much of the Hearts team after that game." And I have to say, these people are the same people that say form don't matter before a derby match. It's all just about who wants it more. But then, obviously, when it is a crap match and we do win it because we want it more, they'll sort of comment on the performance. And I just thought, so the way that Hibs played, it was kind of, so we predicted it would kind of be similar to how they played at Celtic, and sure enough, I guess you'd say it's more of a 3-5-2 for the Hearts game and a 5-3-2 for the Celtic game if we're going to try and get a wee bit sort of technical about it. But same idea. I just thought they played hoofball the whole game, really. Just their main attacking threat, I mean, can't you imagine, was Boyle, but they just really lumped up field and tried to get Boyle on the end of it. And to be honest, it almost worked a couple of times, but it wasn't the most, they weren't an easy team to play against in that regard. What were your thoughts on their performance and indeed Hart's performance?
When they did get it to Bowie, I thought Hawks had Bowie really in his pocket for the whole game. I think he proper nullified him. So I think a lot of, it was pretty hoofball from Hibs, but a lot of that was down to, well, mainly Halkett, to be honest.
I felt like even with their hoofball, it wasn't like they were even targeting, like aiming for anyone in particular. It was like, just get rid of it. Like, we don't want the ball.
I felt like Hibs kind of set out to stop us playing rather than to sort of go out and particularly put their own sort of mark on the match. And I think they'd only won one game in the league this season, so I'm not convinced that they're that confident or they've got that much quality. So I think their game plan was to try and stop us, obviously on our good run. And to an extent, it was working. They could have snuck a win at one point. But I certainly wasn't. I don't think it was it certainly wasn't an impressive performance for me.
No.
Not that I think we played amazing either, but we've got momentum at the moment, and the number of late goals we're getting, there's lots of signs. Teams that do well each season, I think, are the teams that can grind out victories in these kind of matches. And there's lots of really encouraging signs from the way we're kind of snatching wins at the last minute.
Is that like maybe third or fourth injury time goal we've scored?
So there was Livingston, Dundee United was late on as well. Obviously Motherwell, we came back from 3-0 down, wasn't injury time. But that's at least kind of 4 games basically where we've come back, or we've either scored a last minute goal or we've come back, which is pretty incredible.
It's funny because I was fuming at Celtic managing to get a last minute winner the other day, and I thought, actually, you know what? We've had our fair share of them as well, so can't complain too much. Also, the other thing I want to mention is Gray's comments after the match. I picked up on something he said, and he said we should have just, tied it up and make sure we see the game out. I think that shows you the difference in look. I can totally understand why he would want to just see the game out and get the draw, whereas we were wanting to go for the win. But it does just show that different mindset that we really were wanting to get the 3 points out of the game rather than settle for the draw. It did feel, as you said, Adam, it did feel like a game that was likely to peter out. But at the same time, I don't know, I just felt we had players that could change a game. And I just looked at the Hibs bench as well. There was no one there that I thought is a real proper game changer. I know McGrath's obviously a good player and has potential there, but he's came off from a bit of an injury, and I think he's also a bit of a competence player as well. There's no one I could really see from their bench that would likely change the game for them, to be perfectly honest. The only one that you'd really sort of put in that is Martin Boyle, but just because of his pace and everything, but he's never going to be someone you'd pick off the bench, is it? He's too strong a player to be anything other than a starter for them. And that just goes to show really the strength and depth once again that our squad has over a lot of the other competing teams in the league.
I always think that Junior Hoylett could be a good one, like come off the bench and threaten, but that's probably because my brain's stuck about 12, 13 years ago, I think.
How old is he now? It must be.
It's about our age, mate.
Oh, is he right? Fair enough. 30, oh, maybe not. Maybe we're closer to
No.
Adam's age. 35.
Yeah.
There you go. Sadly, not close to my age anymore, but I'll take the compliment. Cheers, mate. The other person I want to mention, my new favourite player I've decided, is Shvolov. Did you see him after we scored?
Yes.
Fucking love him.
Yeah, man. So yeah, love the guy. Instant. What was the stat? Is he not the first Hearts keeper to keep 3 clean sheets in a row in his first 3 games or something since the 50s or
The
something?
last
like that?
one, maybe the only ever one, was 1955.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a crazy
I'm
stat.
not sure if it was. I'm not sure if it was the only one. I feel like it might have been, but certainly that was the last one,
Mm.
which is just unbelievable.
It
I
is.
can't remember. Did he get a touch on that Boyle chance, or was that a miss?
I think it just went past him.
Yeah.
Aye.
In fairness,
mean-
it's not like he could have done much about it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things you can still give credit to goalkeeper making themselves big and shutting down the space and everything. So
I don't remember, someone posted it saying that Schwallow was like, he kicked the balls away when they were celebrating, so like they couldn't get them back on for like throw-ins and stuff like that. I thought that was brilliant.
Shithousery.
yeah, and that's also what I love. Just a player who just is able to pick up on moments like that, and just really do it for the team. He reminds me, right? Dare I say it? He reminds me a bit of Artur Boric, like a guy who does saves for the camera, basically. Perhaps makes him look more for the highlight reel than he needed to be. Got obviously a big personality, loves the team he plays for.
Big vibes.
Yeah, I just bloody love him.
Yeah. Easy to like.
We've got a few shithouses in our team, eh? Devlin's good as well.
He's like the archetypal shithouse player.
Did he manage to go the whole game without getting booked?
Yeah.
That must be the first time ever he's made it through a derby. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The only 2 that got booked for us are McEntee and Beningame.
By the
Oh, we
way,
need to mention that. That was the worst booking ever.
No.
I was gonna say it was Wilson Brown in 1955 who started off with 3 clean sheets when Tommy Walker was the manager. 2-0 v Raith Rovers, 4-0 East Fife, 4-0 Dundee. Yep, that was obviously that was in the kind of golden era of Hearts as well, 50s, early 60s. So that would have been when we won the Scottish Cup that year, and we've won a bunch of trophies in the space of a few years. So it's pretty good company to be in.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
It is a sign, right? I won't tell you what the score was in his 4th game, though. But,
Oh shit! Right, okay.
how many goals he conceded in his 4th game or his 5th game?
Okay.
But anyway, that's not a sign. The sign is it's 1955-56 season. That's what we're going for. So we're winning the Scottish Cup.
Fine, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I mean, Scottish Cup and 2nd place, maybe. Would you take that now?
Absolutely.
Yep. Take your hand off for that.
Yeah, I think it wasn't the best question.
Well, I'm trying to think what's the lowest offer you would take in that case.
Oh, that's a good one. You go first, Jamie.
Just second, surely is the lowest. I think we have to. Second has to be a minimum for us now.
Do you think
Oh, a minimum.
Because I was about to say, because you can throw other things in there. So you could say third in the Scottish Cup, for example.
Maybe I thought.
If I just offered you a Scottish Cup right now and we don't know what position we're like, we don't finish top 2 or 3, what would you say?
If it's top 6, I'd probably just take it. To be honest, I mean, I know that's mad, but another cup, like if you give me a cup, I'll take 5th.
That'd be a hell of a drop off in league form, though. I'd be like,
Massively, but
I don't know if
I
I'd
think
do
I'd take the higher league finish over
Yeah,
the cup
I think
for this.
maybe.
Just purely because of how bad Rangers are. I think it's the perfect opportunity. And I think it's
It's
more of a
hard.
marker.
Yeah, it's a hard one because in any normal season you just take a Scottish Cup win.
Yeah.
But I guess we
Mhm.
want to progress and we want to build for the future. But yeah, I mean, let's hope we get Scottish Cup and a good league position.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, anyone can get a wee spawny cup run. Look at Aberdeen, right? They were
Aye.
horrendous, but managed to, get a jammy Scottish Cup win out of it. Whereas exactly as you've said, Adam, I want there to be improvements season on season. Would I take third? I don't know. It's a difficult one because I could, if you got third and say we were within what 3 to 5 points of Rangers, would you take that? Assuming Rangers have a big comeback, say Gerrard or whoever comes in and gets wins out of the arse, would you take that?
I don't know. I just feel like second. If there's ever going to be a time to do it, I feel like now is the best time, and also I just feel like it lays that marker down of like, okay, we've proven we can do it.
Hmm.
If they came back and end up finishing a set ahead of us, then I kind of feel like it's almost like, well, it doesn't matter what we do. If they go on a good run, then they've got no hope again.
I mean, I guess we'd all certainly take second now, right? Because I think
Yeah.
as much as I'm dreaming at the moment, realistically, I think getting second would be incredible because you got to obviously think Celtic. Well, if we're still in contention, you've got to think Celtic will spend some money. Although maybe we will as well. That's the thing. But no,
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking long
Yeah.
term. Like this
Yeah.
is a project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you sneak a wee cup in there, and you're building and you're building and you're building,
Yeah.
you're selling some of the better guys and getting some more good guys in. Do you know what I mean? It's the sort of long term progress that excites me, rather than just thinking about specifically this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what feels different now. In the past, sometimes we've been doing great, and it just sort of feels like something that'll last a season or two.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time I've really felt like we're actually building something for the future, and it's not all riding on one season. And this season is just about making sure we set the foundations, do as well as we can. But you get the sense it's going to get better and better from here on in.
The other big thing that's happening right now is the Rangers manager situation. Is that going to play in their favour or not? What are people's? I don't, usually not too interested in mentioning other teams and what's going on with them really, but I think this is a big one for us considering we're having this conversation about potentially getting, second place. It's really early doors, and I appreciate that. But what are people's thoughts on the Rangers situation?
Well, in the completely, like, it will not happen. But if McInnes walks, we're fucked. We're not getting second. I think. But they're not getting him. No chance.
But here's the thing, right? So no, I don't think he's going at all. But it just raised that question with me. All our players are up for sale, right? At any given time, they're up for sale. Does Jamestown look at managers the same way?
But
Christ.
don't you think that Jamestown might factor in selling to the old firm, or I know there's the whole model of selling players on or selling managers or whatever. I would hope that Jamestown also looks at not kind of selling these guys or letting these guys go to Rangers or Celtic. because Scottish football is different it's different from Brighton being an English football. Brighton are still miles behind the top few. We're trying to get ahead of Rangers and Celtic. I'd like to think Jamestown will be trying to sell players on, but factoring in not selling them to our direct rivals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So not selling like a Kizzy or something to Celtic for big
Yeah,
money in the
because you could
same
get
way
them.
that like Caicedo would go for 100+ million to Chelsea, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I feel like it's a different situation because
I
Brighton
think
are
so.
not in the league. Brighton is consistent because the levels in England and the money in England is just ridiculous. I
Yeah.
think with Brighton, what you're doing is you're building a team that was once a lower league team, turning them into sort of top half kind of team, and maybe in the long run you get them even higher. But that's a very long-term plan if you ever do that at all. In Scotland, Tony Bloom's come in and clearly his plan is we are going to win the league in the next few years.
Yeah.
So I personally think you can't quite compare Brighton selling on to Chelsea to us selling our best players to Rangers and Celtic because we want to finish ahead of Rangers and Celtic. Brighton aren't realistically aiming to finish ahead of all the biggest English teams, at least for now. I'm
Yeah,
hoping that's my sense. I'm hoping that's correct because we could sell these guys on to other markets in Europe. Look at Penrice moving on. Celtic and Rangers are not the only market, aren't especially nowadays. Celtic and Rangers are not our biggest market. There are lots of clubs that we can get that are going to be interested in our players. So I would be disappointed if I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but I hope we're thinking bigger picture and we're trying not to strengthen the teams that we're trying to finish ahead of.
Look, I'm sure they are because we're not literally our competitors are not the Saudi state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's different money. It's a much more achievable goal, I think, for Jamestown to have a project in Scotland, especially with a team that have kind of flirted in this area before, back in like Christ, even the Romanov days. But no, I think you're right on that one.
I mean, I suppose it'd be interesting to see about what USG did in terms of selling their guys on. Maybe they have done that. I don't know, but I think Scottish football is quite unique in terms of the absolute like massive difference between the top. I know in some European leagues it's similar, but to have just two teams who have been so far ahead of the rest for decades, I think Scottish football is a slightly different situation from most leagues in Europe.
I hope we can sneak in like a sort of Bodo Glimt, you know what I mean? Disrupting and coming out of almost nowhere to just start
Yeah.
overachieving.
John, did you want to mention what you put in the chat?
Yeah, obviously it's from Barry Anderson earlier on saying that McInnes has reassured the club that he's not going anywhere. So it's a good sign.
Good.
Legend.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Gerrard that's going to come in, right?
It would be it'd be an absolutely ridiculous move for McInnes to go. Look at
Yeah.
how many managers Rangers are going through. They're a complete mess of a club. I think McInnes has wanted to be manager of Hearts for years. This is a really exciting time to come in. I think going to Rangers is a incredibly difficult move for anyone right now, and I'm not convinced anyone goes in and just makes them challenge for the league. They might make them better, but I don't see anyone coming in and suddenly making Rangers what they were years ago.
Yeah,
They're
for
a
sure.
mess.
And I think with McInnes, would there even be these conversations about him unless, it's the West Coast media as usual stirring the pot up, isn't it?
I don't think Rangers are even going for him. I think it's all just the
No.
media trying to disrupt things because Rangers aren't going to think he's going to come for a start. And it'd be embarrassing for them to make an approach and get rejected. I think it's just the media trying to derail everything as usual.
And I think Gerrard for them is an appointment that the fans want. Obviously, he had a couple of decent seasons, one very good season with them. So for them, it seems, I think, from just if you're looking at it from a Rangers board perspective, it seems a bit of a win for them to get an appointment that, because you have to think that the board's on a sugary peg over at Rangers now after that appointment. So if you go for one that the fans want, kind of not a million miles away from what the Hearts board did, really. They got someone in that just wasn't the right person at all, although we kind of stuck with Critch for a bit longer, but then went for one that, there seemed to be quite a lot of fans wanting in the team. So it seems a similar situation to that. I'm not convinced Gerrard's going. I mean, here's your classic. Get this clip saved, Rangers fans. I don't think Gerrard's going to do much with him, to be honest, if he does come. He had obviously there's other than that one big season he had with Rangers when we weren't even in the league, and Celtic were shite then, weren't they? Had Lennon, I think it was. Out with that, what he went to Villa, had a pretty dismal season with them, to the point where no one seemed to want him in Britain. So he just had to, was it Saudi Arabia or something he went off to after that?
I don't think he's an improvement on Russell Martin.
Yeah.
He's certainly no McInnes, so they'll probably get a wee bounce, but no, I just don't. I think it's a much harder challenge for him at the moment, definitely.
I don't think Gerrard's in the position to say no to them. You know, he's not getting officers flying at him, so a bit of a no-brainer for him as well, to be honest.
Definitely.
So last week would have been Trunter's turn for a quiz. He wasn't here last week, so we've got him doing the quiz this week. The rules, as always, is 2 players, both former Hearts players, but we need to figure out which team they've also played for out with Hearts.
So I've gone with Larry Kingston and also Abiola Doualda. And as a Nigerian, if you don't get this right, he will think that you are a bunch of Dundee Uniteds. So have a think about the team that they've both played for, and we'll see if anyone gets it. It's not Morton.
There goes
Sorry.
my guess. The only club that I know the only club I know Kingston played for as well was Hearts of Oak. I remember
The Hearts of Oak.
I remember because I had Hearts in the name. That's the only club I have for either of them other than Hearts.
I know who we signed Douda from, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know any of Kingston's clubs apart from Hearts and now Hearts of Oak. I'll just guess. We signed them from, I think, Vitesse Arnhem. Dutch team, I think.
Anything for you, Adam?
He said Hearts of Oak, didn't he?
I'm just saying Hearts of Oak. Let's just
that's your guess. Got you.
Let's just take it from now on. If I say a club, that's my guess. So we don't have any more anger management issues.
Got you. Locked in. No worries. Jamie?
Jamie.
The only other team that I know he played for before us, well, Hearts of Oak's the one I remember as well, but I'm sure he played for Lokomotiv Moscow on loan, I think, before he joined us. So that'd be that's the only one that I could think of.
Okay. Well done, John. Ding, 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 ding.
Well,
Nice.
well done.
Thank God. Finally, I've actually got one.
Get in.
You must have been pretty young at that point as well, right?
Oh, it was Douda. Was it not like 2019?
No, Kingston.
Kingston was what was it, 2007 for a few years, I think. So I tried to make them a bit more recent than my other one, but yeah, sure, no worries, man.
That's a brilliant one. Well done, John.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Yeah, you got that quickly.
That's because that's literally the only bit of information I had.
So impressive. Impressive.
It worked. It was an educated guess, John.
I'll take it.
Do you want me to do that goalie thing, by the way, or is it going to be too much?
So I didn't even think about that. So
there's 26 goalies that have played for us this century. So they might have started for us before this century, but their last game at least was 2000 onwards. So obviously that includes current goalies, it includes anyone that's played for us in the last 25 years. So the rules would be Trunter goes first. We go Trunter, Jamie, John, for example. You each say one. Once someone doesn't get one, you're out. And then it goes down to 2 people. And then once we're down to 1 person, they continue until they're out. And we see how many you guys can get between you.
I mean, I was going to start off with like Henry Smith. So I'm way off. I'll just start with Craig Gordon and get the ball rolling.
Yeah. By the way, I the reason I thought of this was because I was looking up after I found that stat about the free clean, the Shock Swallow being the first guy to get 3 clean sheets in a row since Wilson Brown. I started looking up our goalies. Anyway,
Do they have to have played at least one game, did you say?
They have to have played at least one competitive game,
Okay,
and it includes current goalies, right?
fine. Okay, I will say Shvolov then.
Correct.
Lander
John.
Clark. Lander Clark.
Yes. This is the least exciting part. It gets better.
Uh-huh.
Hunter's out.
Jamie,
Sorry.
does Jamie McDonald the goalkeeping coach for the B team or something? Have I got that wrong?
He is the goalkeeping coach for the B team.
Okay, we'll just go with him.
But you're going for him on the basis of him having played for us this century, right?
Yeah.
Not on the fact that he's a B team coach.
No, on the fact that he's played for us, but it just dawned on me when I was thinking
he
of
is the B team
Jamie.
coach now. Yeah. He made 137. Actually, he's got the third most appearances this century for a goalie.
Good lad.
I shall go for Cheesy, aka Ross Stewart.
Yes.
Good one.
9 appearances.
I'm going to go for Papadon wrist. Joe Pereira.
I was gonna go with Joe
Damn it,
Pereira.
sorry.
I don't know why I thought you guys wouldn't get him.
What, the worst
Horrified.
goalkeeper ever?
Horrified to say he played 25 times for us.
Oh. How many did he concede?
I don't have that on me, but I can try and find out while you're guessing because I feel like that could be quite a few. But horrible memories. The hologram.
He has so many nicknames. Has there ever been a player, particularly goalkeeper, who's had as many nicknames as him? Like, all horrible as well.
Does he still play?
Yeah,
Is
he
he not
plays
playing?
He's
well
young.
now. I think he's
He
doing
didn't
quite well
like-
now.
I'm sure he's like got awards and stuff. Like he's like in.
He's finally
some-
made it.
Yeah,
He don't
he's
have
at
a blue, do you not? I'm sure he got sold.
Reading. He's played tons of times for Reading in the Championship or League One. Sorry, but still.
right. Well, fucking, they can never ever say we're the. My fucking granny could play in that league. Anyway, Trunter, it's you.
Fuck. Oh, John McLaughlin.
Yes, good goalie.
Very good
36
goalie.
appearances.
I will
Is it?
also go.
I thought it was more.
He only played for us for one season, actually.
So he
And he
did.
moved on.
So he did.
I think he had a
He was
one-year
number
deal.
one for us.
Ended up at Rangers at one point, or Sunderland first, I think. But anyway,
I shall
Jamie.
go for another very good goalkeeper, Neil Alexander.
yeah, 73 appearances, 7th on the list in terms of appearances, behind Xander Clark.
Go for Hello.
Yeah, I really liked him actually. 86
Good keeper.
appearances, 5th on the list. Really good goalie. Hunter, back to you again.
I'm no finished yet because Antti Niemi was definitely into the 2000s, wasn't he?
Yes, he 99. He actually made his debut in December 99, and then played till 2002. 106 appearances. 106
I
appearances.
thought he
overall.
might be right at the end of the 90s. I wasn't sure.
No, he just started in December 99, so most of his career was actually this century. Almost all of it. Good one.
Decent.
We've got quite a lot to go.
Moilanen.
Yes, not quite so good. 26 appearances, not the greatest goalie, but better than Pereira.
It's a low bar, we'll admit. But...
Yeah. Everyone on the list is probably better than Pereira.
Literally. Yeah.
I'm better than Pereira.
Yeah. My fucking granny's better than him.
John?
I'm going to go for one of my favourites, Bobby Zamal.
Yes, 53 appearances.
Wouldn't remembered him.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
He was one that started off quite well and kind of. I thought he started off looking decent, but he wasn't the greatest.
A bit erratic.
Should have been writing these down. Have we said Jack Hamilton yet?
No, we haven't. Jack Hamilton's amazingly 63 appearances, 8th on the
Jesus.
list. I wasn't expecting him to be so high up.
Oh, was he was a championship goalkeeper, was he not? Oh,
Yeah, 2014 to 2018 he played. That's what his competitive games were.
Bloody hell.
The goalkeeper who died earlier this year, Anthony
Oh, yeah.
Basso.
Yeah, 8 appearances. That was
Yeah.
very sad what happened
It
with
was,
him.
yeah. Are you chapping, John? Or are you?
Oh, I was just I don't want to I don't want to just start talking.
Oh, right.
Ryan Fulton.
What, sorry? Ryan?
Ryan Fulton.
Yes, of course. One of our current goalies. 5 appearances only, though. But still counts, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Good one,
Why
actually.
didn't we already say him?
It's quite good. It's quite easy to forget him. We've got that many goalies.
Oh fuck. Have we said Steve Banks yet?
No, we haven't.
Oh, good choice.
42 appearances. I liked him.
Yeah, so did I.
He was a bit older, was he not?
Yeah, he was definitely in. He was quite old when he got to us, actually, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Mid-30s, maybe, or something.
must have been. Must have been.
Mr. Mines of Moria himself, Janos Balrog.
Dennis Kellogg, yeah. 42 appearances, yeah. 2008 to 2011.
Colin Doyle. Not sure he played competitive, but he was our backup keeper.
Yeah, 13 appearances, amazingly.
Jesus.
That's a really good one. I'm not sure I'd have remembered him, to be honest with you.
Mm.
I mean, I remember him now, but I don't know if I would have thought of him. Fronter.
Fuck. I'm totally drawing a blank, so I'm gonna.
We've got 8 left only, and
Mm.
all right, so 6 of them. There's 6 of them with less than 5 appearances. There's 2 of them with much more.
If there's literally only one more I could possibly think of, and I think it's wrong, but I'm trying to remember when Gilles Rousset retired or left us. Did he make it to the century?
His last appearance was in 2000. So you get it. Yep, second on the list.
Fucking hell.
He's
Jammy
second on the
bastard.
list. He's second on the list only in terms of overall appearances, obviously. But yes, made it until 1st of April 2000. So very good guess.
That is jammy. I'm just got the puppy's going mad. I'll be right back.
Jamie,
Did we say?
only 7 left.
Yeah, did we say Lamal? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did.
I think I'm chapping. I think I'm out. I'm afraid.
I've only got one more left, and I don't know if I just remember the name, but I don't know his full name or anything. But was it like Ballo?
Is
You're
that
not
who I
thinking
said?
of
I
Ballard.
think
Yeah, Janis Ballard. He's
I
already
said that
said.
one, yeah.
So I'll let you guess again. That's something said already.
I don't know if I've got anyone actually.
We'll give you a second, and if you can't think of anyone, Trunter can have one more guess if you can find anyone, and then I'll give you a clue for the last one. So there's not many left at all.
No, I think
We've only got
I'm
7 left.
I'm quitting.
Because Trunter's actually got the most anyway. Because
Has
he started
he?
first.
Yeah,
He started first, so
so-
Rusey puts him in the lead.
Man, I was so close to saying Rousset as well, but
I had
wish
it
I
I
written
think
down.
that was
I
going to be
I had
one.
no
I
idea.
was so chuffed.
Trunter, Jamie and John are both out. Have you got any more that you can think of? You've got the most. You've got the most anyway, but can you get any more?
I've literally nothing. No
You've got
idea.
7 left. I'll give you a clue. Not just for you, for everyone. Now, we'll say Trunter's 1 with Rusey. Good way to win.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one guy who played 54 times
Shit.
from 1997 to 2003. He was mainly a backup, and then he had a bit of a run in the team. So he was kind of playing Rusey's era, and then also like Niemi came in as well, and he was sort of backup. I think he played first choice for a bit. Scottish guy.
Can we have a first
probably
name or
been a bit-
something?
Probably been younger when he was at us.
Mm.
RM. That's the
Oh.
initials.
Fucking
Ronald
Ross.
What?
McDonald. Ronald McDonald. That's a joke.
No. Roddy
It's
McKenzie.
Roddy McKenzie. As soon as you said
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald, I thought, bloody hell, it actually kind of.
Yeah, he was kind of mainly a backup, but he did get runs in the team.
Yeah.
And then one that I thought you guys might have got
Yeah.
in Romanov era. He played December 2007 to January 2008 only 4 times. when we're talking about Pereira, he's probably up there in that discussion for most fans. Romanov era made some mistakes. Only played 4 times.
Enkelman?
No, but that is one. Peter Enkelman, yeah. He played once.
In the of course it's this century. Is that... Has no one said that?
Lithuanian goalie. Sorry, what are you saying?
I was just saying Peter Enkelman played competitively for us this century.
Yeah, Enkelman played once, 2012.
Bloody hell.
Lithuanian goalie. Played 4
I can't
times.
remember any Lithuanian
Making
guys.
mistakes.
Kurskis.
Yes, Edwardus Kurskis.
Yeah.
That's the only one. That's one I thought you might get because he's a
Yeah.
bit more. He gets mentioned in the discussions.
Yeah.
Then we have a Swedish goalie. 26. Played in 2017 for us. Played 3 times.
Oh, what's Norson or something? Is it men?
Victor Noring, yeah.
Noring,
close.
that's it.
Noring, yeah, right enough.
And now we're really getting to tough ones. 4 appearances, Scottish goalie. 2000. He was at us as a youngster. Played competitively 2012 to 2014. He played 4 times. Had a career in Scotland. We signed him from Ross County. He moved on to St Mirren. He played for Orlando City, Partick Thistle. He's Inverness. He was at for 7 years until 2024. He's from the Highlands. He's from Inverness. So, would he have been sub goalie in the 5-1 game, maybe? MR?
Oh, Mark Bridgers.
Yes. I think he would have been sub, right? 2012?
Probably.
I think I remember him being on the bench. I know, yeah, it's getting really difficult. Another Scottish goalie, 2014 to 2015, SG.
Scott Gallagher.
Yes, I'm just giving initials now.
Well played.
And then the hardest one for me, this one's definitely the hardest. Played 3 times in 2014. So he was at Airdrie, then Motherwell, then he signed for us, and he went to like a junior team after that. I don't know if he really had much of a career after us. Really random signing. So he was only at us from 15th of August until 1st of September on a short-term deal. I think we got brought in as cover or something because someone was injured or whatever. LH.
I'm not going to get it, I don't think.
This is the hardest one on the list in my opinion.
Lenny Henry?
Oh, it's Lenny Henry, yeah.
That would have been quite something.
It would have provided some comic relief, I'm sure.
Lee Hollis, remember the name?
Lee Hollis.
Jesus, no.
Yeah.
Never heard of
feels like like Insensible Soccer when you get like the fake names. This is like Shotguns.
He was at us for a couple of weeks. Let me check. He played against Livingston in the Petrofac Training Cup, and then he played against Stenhouse Muir, or maybe he only played twice. Actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, he played against Stenhouse. He played 2 League Cup. Oh no, that would be the Challenge Cup, wouldn't it? The Petrofac Cup, was that Challenge Cup? So he played in the Challenge Cup in a 4-1 defeat to Livingston, and he played away to Stenhouse Muir. He never played at Tynecastle, so I am not surprised you did not get him. But he only played. It looks like he actually only played twice, and he was on the bench. He was on the bench for a derby in the Championship, funnily enough. But yes, not the most memorable, and only at us for a couple of weeks. I think you guys did well though. Mackenzie was the only one that you might have got, but that was different era for John, and also he was kind of backup player. He was more of a kind of Jack Hamilton kind of.
Yeah, I definitely remember him, but just wasn't jumping.
I thought he was better than Jack Hamilton, actually. I think he actually had an okay career, maybe like at Livingston or something. But yeah, that's all the goalies.
Good quiz.
Yeah,
good quiz.
Funnily, it's actually really interesting when you see how many we've had this century, and then you look at like how few we had before that. Like, it used to be barely any goalies would play.
Yeah.
And now it's so many of them actually make an appearance.
I have to say, like, generally speaking, we've actually you've had the occasional play. You've had your occasional Pereira. I think we've done all right for goalkeepers over the years.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, just Enkelman played once as a sub. There you go. Came on after 14 minutes for Jamie McDonald in a 1-0 defeat against Celtic. But I do agree.
I
I
dreamed
think
that.
I think we've had a lot of really good goalies. Obviously, there's been eras when we had slightly weaker guys filling in, like Jack Hamilton. But you look at some of the guys, some of the top players, and I think we've done pretty well, haven't we?
Yeah, we have them.
Gordon, Rusey, McDonald, Niemi, Kello. Clark was decent when he came in. Alexander,
Hmm.
just
Henry
a few
Smith
guys.
was legend when I was growing up as well, so he would have been
Yeah,
mid-90s. He sort of stopped playing for Hearts, I think.
1995, his last game, but he stayed at us, I think, until 96, and he left.
Do you think Xander Clark's played his last game for us?
Fucking probably.
I
I
would
mean, I don't know because
yeah.
who knows what's going to happen with Craig, but you think keep him because he won't. I wouldn't think he'd want to stay as number 2 because I think it was probably a few years in follow.
Yeah.
And Craig Gordon's on the bench again now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
will he? I mean, after this season, will Craig Gordon still be here? I doubt it.
I think he's going to retire for certain
Yeah.
in the summer, right? I think
He's
he'll
still getting
retire.
picked for the Scotland squad though.
That's
so
crazy,
it's,
isn't it?
yeah,
We
and no
have-
Shanks in it.
We've
Yeah.
got so few options and goals, and for Scotland, it's absolutely crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
true.
The lack of goalies, but yeah, I'm not sure if we'll see Clark again unless it's like a cup game against a lower league team or something.
Yeah.
Even then, yeah.
Random international thought, but do you think Kizzy's good enough to play for Greece?
Greece have got some pretty decent players now.
They've not got better again because they were rubbish for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't want them getting too much attention. That's my thing. I don't want them getting player of the month. I don't want them getting called up. I want them to go under the radar for as long as possible until he nets us a few million.
Fair.
I don't think I can't see him getting called up. I mean, not anytime soon, but it's not impossible, is it? He's only 20s, mid-20s.
Yeah, what, 25, something like that? But Greece have got that absolutely amazing, the young fella, what was he, about 16, that caused Scotland a lot of trouble. Yeah, that's the fella.
Yeah. What position does he play, actually? He's attacking midfield. Oh, he's left attacking midfield, so yeah. He might have some competition in that regard, yeah.
Just a bit.
Right, so we're not going to do a preview of the Kilmarnock game this week. We're going to look ahead to the Kilmarnock game next week in the next episode. We're going to hopefully get on a guest who is a Kilmarnock fan, so you can preview the game with them. This feels like a proper huge game as well. Not quite, obviously nothing close to Derby, but I mean, this feels. What's everyone's thoughts ahead of this one?
I don't know. I should feel more. I don't know. I was saying I'm always optimistic, but I think because we're doing so well now, I'm just waiting for the inevitable kind of like reality to slap me in the face. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think I am quite confident about it if I really think about it. I'm not going to start throwing out 3-0 predictions or anything again, but
we'll do that when we get the Killy fan on and see if we can properly rile them up. But it's one that's kind of got drama attached to it as well. You've got McInnes coming back.
Yes.
So he didn't come to. He wasn't at Rugby Park last time, was he? When he was technically in charge, or whatever it was. So there's that added drama as well. And I have to say, Kettlewell's doing a pretty decent job there as well. So yeah, it's going to be a close one. We'll properly dive into it next week. Until then, we hope you have a nice weekend, a weekend away from Hearts. So enjoy it, take some time to relax and just stare at the league table as we sit 2 points ahead and in first place. We'll see you next week for the Kilmarnock preview. Cheers.